Yeah, PM, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All
Okay.
right, Biafran people, thank you so much. We are back on air and we wish to appreciate our guest that we just had few minutes ago. He spoke very well and went very far on what some of you have even ignored, even your result that some of you don't even acknowledge. Dr. Michael Rubin had to let you know that the American government takes what you're doing very serious and it is creating a lot of impact. The PM is here to talk to you guys before he retires for his other official duties. PM of the Biafran people, the stage is yours, and the
Thank you
Biafran
very
people
much.
await you. They will yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Biafra is here. When I keep saying Biafra is here, some don't understand what we're talking about. We all heard from Michael Rubin about our work in Washington, D.C., where you have some fools that are saying we just go there to take picture. It's not about lobbying and taking picture. That is misinformation. It breaks my heart to see that some people are reasoning that way. Someone who cannot reason proper, how do you think that person will help you in your cause? I remember how many times I appreciate Michael Rubin because of his insight, his knowledge, his expertise. I heard someone, not just him, a lot of people are saying all we do is go to Washington, D.C. and snap pictures with members of Congress. If it is that easy, even if it is easy, you go snap your picture. These are men and women that are serving the entire world. Any decision made from Capitol Hill, from Washington, D.C., it have a big impact in the whole world, in the global community. The congressmen and women, both the senators, they are very powerful. One of them can cause a world war. One of them can make this world a better place. One of them can make this world a bad place. One vote, just one vote, to tell you how powerful they are. To even have a handshake with them or to have a meeting with them, if it is for 1 minute, it is a good deal and it's something on to be celebrated because you're talking about the lawmakers that make decisions that impact the whole world. Our work in Washington, D.C. is speaking loud. Michael Rubin, for some of you that don't know what a think tank represents in America, Google it, do your research. The government of the United States of America, the government of this free world, listen to them. The insight, the knowledge, what they bring to the table. The government can't do it alone. The government work with groups like think tanks. Yes, Biafrans, you all heard from Michael Rubin what he said about our work, about our activity. Yes, he's familiar, he's following, and he is a man who say the way it is. He condemn evil, and based on training, just like Minister of Information asked him, how do you know the future? How you don't know the future. All you do is that you go based on event. You go based on what is happening. Yes, those with common sense know what I'm talking about. You analyze the situation. When you see Iran sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, Turkish coming in, all these countries that abet and support and sponsor terrorism coming into Nigeria, do you need to even read the handwriting on the wall? What does that mean? What does that tell you? Please, Biafrans, we need to fight and free ourselves. Nigeria is going down. Nigeria is never a country. It's not working. Even Michael know what I'm talking about. He have studied what is happening in Nigeria. You study the event. Actually, Nigeria is part 2 of Iran. Nigeria is when you talk about Taliban, just like what Boko Haram is doing today, integrating terrorists into, sorry, just like what Nigeria is doing today, integrating terrorists into their military. Is that not the same playbook what happened in Afghanistan? Where is the Taliban today? The Taliban run the show. Taliban, they run the government of Afghanistan. When we talk about Taliban, it's like we're talking about Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, Hezbollah, Houthis. That's what it is. And for all you that are fighting our freedom, please, disease. And if you expect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to lead from prison, Simon to lead from prison, you must be a fool of this century. Some group were actually disgraced yesterday when they try to say, try to advocate and say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can lead from prison. It don't work that way. When Apostle Paul was arrested, what happened? The congregation move on. The congregation keep preaching. They keep evangelizing. Then Apostle Paul being in prison, see how the congregation is growing. That give him morale, that motivate him. Whoever build a house, you don't want your house to collapse. In your absence, if that house have a leakage, maybe the roof need to be repaired. Who will repair the roof? Is those that are living in that house, the inhabitants. They are the one that will fix it. And if they don't fix it, well, upon your return, you will be angry with them. So please, Biafra, don't be deceived. America know that our freedom is here. We must be free no matter what. Yes. And Marco actually says something that I hold so dear. He made it clear to listeners and to everyone that the Nigerian terrorist state are actually making the job easy for us. Now, before you even say a word, US government already know. They know what Nigeria is up to. Why United States of America, the leader, President Trump, actually asked the Nigerian government to make sure they do everything to secure the life and property of Nigeria. But rather, what do? The same Nigerian government intensified the attack with the terrorists to kill the Christians more. Nigeria will never fail you when it comes to terrorism. They will not disappoint you. If you think Nigeria will be better, please go and ask Gowon. Gowon, is Nigeria better now? The same country that Gowon fought very hard for. Gowon, have fun. Our leader Ojukwu told you, Gowon, that if you don't let Biafra go, and the way you are killing Biafrans, that your people will be massacred. We are not happy that it's happening, but it just is till it's ordained word. It's coming. You guys are reaping what you sow. But we pray, may God have mercy on you. And hopefully the middle belt will rise up, wake up, and do what is right. Biafrans, don't be deceived. You cannot compare what happened today with the one you watched yesterday. The one you watched yesterday at some saboteur platforms is just like where some drug addicts are beating around the bush. The composure, the dress code, everything yesterday can just tell you is a caricature, they mocking themselves, not organized. Question wise, zero. Everything is zero. They try to portray themselves as angel, but looking at them, you will know these people have failed woefully. Please support Biafra Republic government in exile and the entire cabinet, both the de facto government. You can see me smiling because I know Biafra is here. And our enemy are panicking. Our enemy are panicking. Our enemies scatter. I'm laughing, right? I have not started smiling yet. The best of me, very soon you will enjoy the best of me. Right now, we have to work. And tomorrow I have a lot of engagement in the hill. When you hear the hill, know that we are going to preach gospel. We are not just going there to take photo. Okay? If it is easy to take photo, please go and take your own. Go and take and snap and post. We will help you share it. They be saying that from New York to California to Texas to Italy to UK, but they haven't showed their own. But the one we have at hand, we will share it. And we are proud we are doing what we are doing. Our God will bless our effort. Please, you kindly support. Michael Rubin is not a Biafran, but he advocates for Biafran people. He advocates for people to be free. He advocates for minorities that are being persecuted. He a good man, I can tell you. And he also see the future, but he don't want to. Honorable Minister of Information tried to drag him out to ask, "Are you a prophet? How do you know the future?" Yes, because you go based on event, based on happening, just like the packaging of some group of people yesterday. You can tell that these people have failed. Just like when you look at what is happening in Nigeria, you can tell Nigeria will not work. Everything there is scam, fraud. It's just not going to work. And if you look at people that the Nigerian terrorist state are having alliance with, are actually enemy of the West, enemy of America. Nigeria government find their best ally happen to be Iran. The same Iran regime that is sponsoring insecurity, terrorism all over the globe. So you can just tell that Nigeria is gone. It's a failed country. Please, my Biafran people, our freedom is our hand and it's here. I can see it. I can feel it. It's here. But the enemy, you will not succeed. It don't matter what you do. You will not succeed. Thank you very much. Minister of Information, go ahead, please.
Thank you, PM, for all you do. And we appreciate all Biafrans for all they do as well. And I want to use this opportunity to remind Biafrans of one thing. Because many of you have slept and woke up, and then you start seeing one Nigeria playing the card of UK again. And that very question I want to ask you is that why is it that anytime UK wants to play their card, they will look for Peter Obi? This is a very pertinent question. I want everybody to ponder on it. Now, when Biafra did not gain so much momentum, UK never looked for Peter Obi to post him as a presidential candidate in Nigeria. I want everybody to go and check. During Yaradua time, during Goodluck Jonathan time, during Buhari time, for how many years that Buhari has been in power, did the Biafran quest gain so much attention? Did it go to the extent and the point that we have been now? And did you also see that the U
Minister of Information, I think we lost you.
so
To you.
why am I coming out?
Yeah, go ahead. We lost you for a minute.
You still hear me, sir?
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So why did UK government bring Obi out? They brought Obi out in 2023 to distract you because they have seen the momentum of Biafra. Now, we had two leaders that were working and they were kidnapped and they are locked up. And now they see the momentum that Biafra is going and how it is seen in the foreign policy circles in the US. We're not backing down because they had expected that we will be backing down or we'll be falling off the rail after kidnapping these two leaders to lock inside. They see the momentum and they see what the present prime minister in office has gone very far. They see who is engaging with in Washington, D.C. They see everything that is happening with results. And then UK have to do something. Peter Obi ran from PDP alongside with Atiku all of a sudden to Labour Party in 2023. And then it disrupted all your minds and focus on Biafra. At the end of the day, the same UK that projected Peter Obi for all of you did what? They came back to give handshake to Tinubu after they have played the game and put him there. Recently, the same UK that projected Peter Obi for you hosted Tinubu in the Royal Castle in the UK. What does that tell you? And now they see it is time to now play the game again for 2027. They now project Peter Obi again to come and destroy all your brains so that you will all run away from Biafra and then go and say, let me try Nigeria again. Have you asked yourself why the Northern Party? I want everybody to understand the ADC party is a Northern party. It was created for their conquest agenda, the Islamization agenda, because they wanted to use APC before. They were using APC before. But the person that they put now as the president has disappointed them with the Muslim ticket after he got into office. And now they decide to deviate to a different party to use ADC. Then UK now say, Obi, go there, let us project you. On getting there, they discovered that Obi is a tool of UK to use and destabilize them and to keep them all on and to destroy whatever they are coming to do. That's why they told Obi, we cannot project you as the presidential candidate because it is the mandate that UK gave Obi that as he go there, they must present him as the presidential candidate. So that they will use that to blindfold all of you in the north and blindfold all of you in the east, in the west, and in the middle belt and everywhere. Then you say, oh, it's a reunification degree. The AD party, the Northern Party have rejected and discovered what it is all about. And then they sent Obi out. Now, where is Obi? Obi has been spotted again in another party, NDC. Very soon, people in that party, their eyes will also open. All these are aimed at what? Biafra. It is not about Nigeria. It is not about unity or one Nigeria. It is about Biafra. UK is behind it. They're projecting Obi for you so that all of you will be in this quagmire. You'll be cajoling to believing that Obi is a savior, Obi has this, Obi is. UK is playing their game the same way they played in 2023. You should not forget. The same way they did not play it all along when Mazen Amdekano were not able to engage and to catch up with any of the US foreign policy makers or to any of the congressmen in America. That is why UK did not beat any drum. They did not bother themselves. They just relaxed. They say, we've not gotten to anywhere yet. Until now that they see that there is a government in exile, because you cannot fight Nigeria and wants to be free, and then you want to have the government visibly present there in the homeland where Nigeria is controlling everything and they are the ones deciding what should happen and how it should go and where it should go. No, you must have a government in exile. You start from there and then you project something, create effect, engage the foreign policy makers, and then let what you do influence them, which is what BRJ had done, and Nigeria is feeling the pain now. So, UK government realizing that the Biafra is not just IPOB organization that they said before, it's not just MASOP organization as I said before, it's not just the one Nasari Dokubo did before, it's not just the one that many other groups have done before, but there is a government in exile and they are engaging and meeting with the US foreign policy makers every day. And the evidences are there. Photos and videos are there. And everything are well documented. That is why they cannot sleep. So everybody should understand this. That
Minister of Information.
UK card has been picked up again. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to draw Biafran's attention. We really need to be careful. We always going to give everybody benefit of that. Like we remember when Gunter feeling something when he came talking about Biafra, 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 what happened? And after we cautioned him, we knew where he was going. He retreated his step, gradually being very careful. There are some people that are really taking advantage of our situation, especially when they don't really know more about. Yeah, I heard of somebody talking about after Mazin Namdekano was kidnapped, that the movement stopped. Not only there's no leadership and this, we are not moving forward, we are not doing this, we are not doing that. We have actually achieved a lot in few years than 20 years. That's just the fact. You point out when Mazi Namdekano came to America, if you're able to have all this meeting we are having, the answer is no. Yes. The answer is no. They're not able to penetrate just because of one reason or the other. But for you to win a war, you need to know the strategy. You need to know what you need. You need to know what kind of tools. That's why you see United States of America, like the war going on with Iran, they will test all kind of weapons, new weapons to know which one is more effective. And in a liberation movement like this, in a freedom fighting, you cannot go to Washington just say I'm IPOB organization. They will know you are not ready. It's in 21st century. That's not how you work. You have to have a government that will represent the people. And that government, how you work, the government will fight outside the territory that you try to liberate, because the invaders or occupiers will not allow you to fight from homeland. So you have a government in exile and it's well respected. Not only that, registered with the State Department. So IPOB at the time, they are not recognized by the State Department or not registered. So they didn't go through the proper process or protocol. So please, Biafrans, be careful who you really align yourself to because of misinformation, and especially when you don't really know how it works. So Mazin Namdekano, his legacy is there. We respect him, yes, but that don't mean that If he's not there, we're not going to move on. That don't mean that if he's not yet free, we'll fold our hand, be waiting for him, or we'll be taking order from him under duress, or we're not there when decisions are made. We can. It can't just work. So Biafra Republic government in exile is in charge. And for those that are talking about who formed Biafra Republic government in exile, it's not Simon Eber. It's Biafra. It's Biafran people. It's you and me. It's all of us. So we are the founder of Biafra Republic government in exile, and it is the government of the people by the people. So please, we are stepping on, moving forward. We are not moving backward. Don't let your emotion carry you away. Focus. Set your eyes on the prize of freedom of what you're fighting for. You're not fighting for me. You're not fighting for any leader. You are fighting for your own future, your generation, and the entire Biafra, to be free. I just want to point this out because of what my honorable minister is talking about Obi. We understand that Obi was sent by the British government. That's the fact. So a lot of people will come in the form they are because of they see an opening where they will come either cash out or be relevant and use Biafran struggle. It happened in the time of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu as well. You have a lot of career agitators that they are being paid salary every month. So we Biafra Republic government in exile, we have moved from that stage. We are government doing everything we can, dialoguing with the United States of America government and building bridges across the globe. Thank you very much. I just want to point this out, very, very important.
Thank you, PM. Thank you so much. And to Biafran people, remember what we have to do and how we have to go. The Prime Minister, with his entire cabinet, continues to do what he has to do to make sure the next stage of the freedom is achieved. Prime Minister, you were talking about people that gathered on social media yesterday, and I don't even know what happened because I was on air when everything were happening. So I don't know what actually happened or what actually happened.
A voice of Biafra is really where we talk about happening and things that are really more important. Those groups, they have failed, they are not important. They just try to make themselves relevant. But you can just see the dying horse can't even find the water to drink because all the streams are dry out. The drought is too much. Everything about, the show yesterday was just a disgrace, embarrassment. Even their guests, they trying to push their guests to say, in the person of Mike Anna, by the way, they try to push their guests so that their guests will admit with them that their leaders can lead them from prison. Argument starts. And one of the mad woman there that looked mad, and I thought maybe she's taking some kind of, I don't know, sometimes you don't know what people are going through, whether mentally if she's even okay, safe, or maybe she's getting high. You can tell by the arm movement, attitude wise, dress code, just like a mad woman being. I'm like, she was just shaking her head, not agreeing with Mike. I know that after that interview, Mike, as I'm not talking about Mike, our Michael Rubin here. Mike Arnold will be very, very ashamed of them and disappointed. He chose to go and bring his ridicule himself because he actually make mockery of himself yesterday. Because if Mike believed that he's out there to talk about Biafra, and he, as a former mayor, he don't know the power of lobbying, and he from United States of America, I love to use that word fantastically stupid, right? Yeah, I'm not going to use it on him. But if he, a former mayor, and he don't know the power of lobbying in United States of America, he have a problem. So if you really want to get the attention of the government, you have to have a lobby because they are the experts, professionals. They know what to do and how to handle it. And our lobby work through our lobbyist Elias, he have really done a marvelous job because without the lobby in Washington D.C., we go nowhere. We have not achieved anything.
PM, let
And
me
these
come
fools
in
were
there.
actually clapping. Hmm? They were clapping
Let me
when
come in
he
there because
was condemning the lobby, right? I say you
no,
clapping,
let
but
me
when
come in there
Simon was
because
here, huh?
you just said something. You said if someone in America and a former mayor doesn't know the
The power,
importance of
important of
lobbying
having
or
a
the
lobby,
power or the effectiveness
the
of
effect of having a
lobbying
lobby. Yeah, yeah.
in
There's
international
a
sector
question mark
for
there. We need to
political
ask that
diplomacy.
person if you know what he's doing.
So why did Nigerian government pay over $9 million to a lobbying firm to come and lobby to counter the Christian genocide and to counter the Biafran independence lobbying effort in Washington, D.C.?
You
I
know
want you to
what?
expatiate on it.
You know what? Their program yesterday, they aimed and targeted at Brgie, but everything backfired. You know, everything didn't, it didn't go their way. And him himself tried to come into Biafran movement to help or to advocate for us. He really need to be careful because he need to come and be upright and stop trying to just come in, dominate, be all over social media and be the man in the house. That things don't work that way. If lobbying is not effective, I don't see any. Just like you said, there's no way the Nigerian government will pay that huge amount. Even the so-called ADC article also pay 1 point something million, right? And the man, the contract in person, is a Biafra actually. It's an Igbo person. Last 2 weeks, me and Elias, we saw him while we are in Washington doing our having our meeting for Biafra. We came across him. Elias actually the one that said, "Oh, look at God. He know the lobby firm, you know." So I don't see any reason why these people will invest in lobby. There is a time during the tariff whether the America imposed on India. Do you know that India government, because of that, so that they can lobby the U.S. government to work something out on the tariff, they hired a former lobby firm, Alan White, something that used to represent IPOB at the time. They hired them and they paid them also in millions. So the power of lobbying, you can't just walk into US government without having a lobby that will guide you. It's like your lawyer as well. That lobby will guide you and is registered to represent a foreign agent or a foreign agent. You have to be registered to represent a foreign government. So just like those that are not lobbyists, they cannot go and represent Brigi if they are not registered under U.S. Government, rules and regulation of how you work to represent a foreign government. A lobby have to be there. Thank you.
Thank you, PM. I think this is a little time of opportunity to put some questions to you so that you can also clear the air. Without a lobbying presence of a BRJ in Washington, D.C., would you have been able to make clear make clear
Horrible.
the terms and conditions. Hold on, PM. Hold on, PM. I know you're trying to run away from this question. No, I want you to handle it so that those that are crazy out there will be educated. Without the lobbying presence of BRGI in Washington, D.C., would you have been able to let the U.S. government understands what Biafra has been through and what they are doing and where they are and the template that they have come up with and the stage of Biafra independence mandate.
Minister of Information, going to Washington and since being part of this movement, I learned a lot from it. There's how you dialogue with any government or US government especially. Without lobby, we'll go nowhere. Without lobby, US government will not even know anything about Biafra Republic government in exile. And apart from the lobbyists have the key, you know, they have a direct contact with the government. They have a direct connection with the government. They work with the government. So it's easy for them, to set up meeting with members of the government. So they actually intermediary, if you want me to use that word. So without them, it's very, very difficult. And without going through the proper channel, they won't listen to you because they know you don't know have the template, you don't know how you work. With a lobby, it make it easier. A journey of 1,000 years. With a lobby, you can get it done in less than 10 days. So having a lobby is very critical. And the government, once they see that you have a lobby, they know your organization or your country are serious. So having a lobby is very, very effective. So whoever says not effective, I don't know if that person know what he's talking about. Thank you.
Um, Let me see, take much of your time. We saw that you had an engagement meeting with US Congressman James. And then on the 20th of November 2025, the day that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was pronounced death sentence and sent to prison, that is the congressman things and table it on the floor of the US congressional hearing on that very day. And on that very day, everybody in this world get to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped by Nigerian government and then locked up. And on that very day that it was pronounced death sentence because of Biafra, this very congressman that you have engaged and educated about Biafran issue and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu issue brought up Mazi Nnamdi Kanu issue and Biafra inside the congressional hearing where we had millions and millions of people listening. This was opportunity to present Biafra, and it was presented very loud and clear without BRGIE lobbying. Would that have been possible?
So that would have not been possible, even if some organization, have the opportunity to even meet with any U.S. government official and talk about Biafra. Talking about Biafra separating from Nigeria is different from talking about just a merely organization because it's very sensitive. It's something they take very seriously. So if you want to talk about Biafra, you have to come in a more formative way that that they understand how things work. Is you have to come with a government. You have to be government to government. So if you can't say you can't say organization come and represent a country, so it don't work that way. So that country have to have a government. So without The education that Brgie have educated U.S. Lawmakers, even some think tank group, just like Michael Rubin. Without our lobby effort, we're not going to have him talking today because through our lobby effort, the gospel was preached. And he also, from, based on what he have on his disposal, they are all connected with the government. They work with the government of US as well. US government listening to them. That is why most of this hearing, most of the people you see that are invited, is some expertise, all this think tank group. The government expect them to come with their experts, like you asked Mike Rubin earlier, if how did he know about what will happen? Did he foresee tomorrow? No, they are trained. These are experts. They can analyze things based on the happening. So Brigi, Biafra Republic government in exile lobby is very, very effective. And if we are not effective, the Nigerian government will not try to outspend us, and even they push everything on us that is because of us that the America, you know, uh, put them in country of particular concern. So, and you can see that there's several article, both from I think Guardian from UK and across the world that talk about our work in Washington D.C. And some of them, when they call offices that we have, met, they say, oh, look at what happened, and most of the stuff are not hidden. They always tell them we are here and look at what we are advocating for. So lobbying is very, very important. So anyone fighting against lobbying, you need to ask this person a serious question. Who are you working for? So are you just part two of Gunter, Philingia, or what that his name is? Thank you very much, Minister of Information, and must say thanks for your great work. And Biafran people listening, please keep doing what you are doing, keep fighting. Don't be deceived. Our freedom is here. And all these printer group, please just leave them. Very soon they will fade away. Yeah, that's just the fact. They will very soon. They're just dying every day and fighting themselves. And for him that said we don't have any leadership that we stop. If we don't have any leadership, how come do we have a congressional hearing on the 18th of September? If we are not moving forward, how come for the past 2 years we'll be having meeting upon meeting, and some of these meeting we have had meeting that last up to 2 hours plus, one-on-one meeting in office with Congress men and women. So it's not a joke. For I don't see any Congress man or woman or senator that will allow you to come and sit in his office, not restaurant, but his office for 30 minutes, 1 hour. You are talking about the happening in Biafra land and why Biafra need to exit and all that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, PM. You've just touched part of the questions I wanted to ask next, because all the points you and your entire team of BRJ enumerated in the U.S. congressional briefing on 18th of September 2025, we can of all those points gradually by the U.S. government. So that means the BRJ lobbying, the activation of the U.S. foreign policy apparatus against Nigeria is actually working. What will you advise to the panicants? Because they have been panicking since the U.S. congressional briefing on the 18th of September. Because as it stands now, they don't know the next move that you are working with the U.S. congressmen and women to unleash on Nigeria. Since that 18th of September, a lot of problem have befall Nigerian government?
Yeah, thank you very much. I can only say that, not everything I will say, but there's a lot is happening. A lot. A lot is happening. Even within the US government, when you see them on some hearing, not everything they say, because there are some things that you don't just go there for now until the right time. So United States of America already know that Nigeria is going to be disintegrate, divide. Yes. The question is when. It's just a matter of time. So that's why I always try to encourage the people of Middle Belt to rise up. Because the more they keep campaigning Save Nigeria, I think Gowon is still alive. Let them go and ask Gowon. How far Gowon? Gowon, try. They're not able to save Nigeria. The same people that try to save Nigeria, the same Nigeria is killing them. So, and US government already know their position. So we just want to hasten up, hurry up. Now that we have a president, administration that is helpful, that is doing what is right, for humanity, that love humanity. Uh-huh. So we need to do and for them to quickly come and give us the help that we deserve, because the next administration, it might be a Republican, it might be a Democrat, it might be a Republican that is not as tough, that is not strong like the current president. It might be a Democrat that is not even interested about freedom of humanity self. Maybe they will just like this ban, this CPC, they might remove it again. Yes, because we live in imperfect world. So now that we have somebody, a great president that is willing to help us, we need to seize this opportunity. Please stop panicking. Washington DC is talking about us, but they might not come publicly and be saying Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. No, it's a gradual process. I said that before. It's a gradual process. It's moving. Even Mike Anoy that I talked about earlier. Yeah, there's one of his remark as well. He said the wind is blowing in our, the direction is blowing is actually it favor us. We are in the driver's seat because the Nigerian terrorist state, they are making our job easy. When you go to Washington, if you used to campaign for 20 minutes before, now it's 5 minutes. Before you say 1, 2, 3 minutes, they say yes, they know. So the Nigeria is just not to be trusted, just like Iran. Iran supposed to have a deal with US for the past 3 weeks. They keep moving the goalpost. Today they will say they agree. Then when the president drop the phone, they will say they disagree. And sometimes some group of leader will call, another group will call. The president at the time said he don't even know who is leading Iran. So yes, that's Takia. That's how they deceive. So Nigeria is at bricks of collapse. So it's going down, going down. Please, if you're a Biafra, support your freedom. Forget about what is happening on social media. Look at the result and just look at the result. For the past 20 years, in your lifetime, how many times you have seen the issue of Biafra, raised in Washington D.C. When I say raised in Washington D.C., like the one of Congressman James from Michigan, and when I say raised from Washington D.C., how many times have you seen in history of mankind Biafra is going to have meeting in the Hill, in Capitol Hill? Even the congressional hearing we have, that is actually the first one that is recognized, documented in FARA document. And the same last year we submit testimony to Congress, to the Human Rights Commission, of which we talk about everything that is happening in that region and how Nigeria is killing Biafra people and how Nigeria, came into existence. And when Nigeria expired, because Nigeria is actually expired, that make me to to talk about what happened yesterday. I came across somebody that is a Biafran actually. Somebody draw my attention and say, "Oh, see your fellow Biafran." Then I actually asked this person, "Are you a Biafran?" But do you know that this man was actually asking me how old am I? Do I know why he's asking. The next thing he will tell you, do you know what happened during the war? Yes, we knew. It's a genocidal war. Biafrans were killed, massacred in millions. And we don't want that to happen. That's why we are fighting. That's why we want to be free. So he's one of those that are fighting against us, one of our enemies. Actually, I confront him. He have to run away from there because I asked him, this great country, United States of America, that is here enjoying, living good life. This country have fought war 113 times now, or if not 14, if you count the one in Iran, and 9 or 10 major conflicts. So if you want freedom, you fight for it. Even Mike Arnold said it yesterday to do where he found himself with those groups. He said yesterday that freedom is not free. It's taken. It's not given. No government in the world will just come and give you your freedom. You fight for it. You ask and you fight for it. You do everything within your reach. You can't just get it freely. So we must fight for our freedom. We understand what happened during the genocidal war. We don't want that to happen again. That's why we are doing what we are doing today. But if you want to use that as an excuse and say, oh, because of this, you're not going to fight, then if you don't fight these Islamic jihadist terrorists, they will just kill us all overnight. So which one is better? It's better we defend ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, PM. And I think your time is up. But just one question before you go. Will the US government have known that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa are locked up in prison for the cause of Biafra by Nigerian government just by mere protest in the street? Have we protested for how many years in the street? Do they have to go and pick our issues in the street? Because the congressional testimony you said was submitted in June to the US government mentioned about Mazi Simon Ekpa imprisoned for Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu imprisoned for Biafra, and Christian genocide. I wanted to touch this question so that those that are listening will know that without BRGI or with BRGI, how they would have carried or notified the US government of why Mazi Simon Ekpa is in prison and where he is, and why Finland did what they did, and the sanctions that the US government are putting on the European government today and Nigerian government today, because all these were mentioned in the congressional testimony and demands that you submitted to the US government.
Thank you very much. One thing I just want Biafrans and ODS to understand. When you approach US government, on a matter, they go based on the situation. We as Biafrans that are fighting to exit Nigeria is very sensitive. Even Ambassador Tibonai that was in VOB just a few days ago, 6 months ago, he will tell you he's not going to come because he's not comfortable at that time to even talk about Biafra publicly. Even 3 months ago, he might even say no. Yes, he's not comfortable there. Even Mike Rubin here, yeah. So the wind is blowing in our favor. So this is time for us now to use the opportunity. Now that U.S. government have started shifting, talking the direction towards more being more comfortable about what we are doing. On that very testimony you're talking about, if you see my name is there, Ogechukwu Nkere, a Biafran American activist. So it's not written there acting prime minister because at that time I'm still the acting prime minister of Biafra. So they don't want something that will be so controversial. So they choose the right word to use, until they will be more comfortable to talk about Biafra. And talking about Biafra is a process of recognizing Biafra. So gradually, U.S. government is starting now to, align with Biafra. It's just a gradual process, and the education that we have educated them for months and years now is actually one of the reasons why they accepted that testimony and to still make sure that Biafra is still there. Because without the education, they will not even accept it with Biafra. So with the name Biafra there. And the congressman in question, that is the chair, Congressman Smith, I've met with him not one, not two, not three times. So he's very, very, very familiar with our cause. So it's a gradual process. What we are doing, education that we are giving to the US government is sinking in. Yeah, I remember 2024, one of the congressmen told me that the Nigerian government, they always sent all these reverend bishop to come and lie to them in Washington. So if not, without that engagement, how will I know? How are we going to know? And without that engagement we had with that congressman at the time, 2024, that is when we educate him of what is happening. So he confided in us, and he told me that the Nigerian government is sending all these reverends to Washington to lie to them, and saying it's farmers, headers clash, and all that. So our education, is sinking in, and the U.S. government, they are buying it, and they actually seeing it now. Because now the Nigerian terrorists, they are no longer hiding it. Michael Rubin actually, he's on his answer today. He made it clear that the Nigerian government is making it easier for us, and is making our job easier. So our education, that we're educating US officials about why we want to free and what is happening in Nigeria, it really helps a lot to change the narrative. Thank you.
Thank you, PM, and thank you to Biafran people. I will leave the PM of the Biafran people now while he engage on other diplomatic issues for all they're doing. And those that are still on defense, please come down from defense. And those that are doing nothing, please start doing something. And those that are junketing from Nigeria, today you're in Biafra, tomorrow you want to do Biafra, another day you want to do Nigeria, another day you want to do Biafra, then you're jumping from one political party to another in Nigeria. Please wake up, because Nigeria is a failure. Nigeria cannot give you anything, because we grew up to see Nigeria in this state. Our parents have given us the hope that Nigeria will be better someday. But those of our parents are dead now, and Nigeria did not get better before they even die. So if you want to do that same path, you will also live and die, and Nigeria will not also get better. And Nigeria will also kill you. In the past 1 week, Nigeria has killed over 1,000 people. And these are some of the things you need to understand. So everybody need to sit up, leave this contraption, work on what you know will give you results, so that your babies, women, and children will be alive. Thank you very much, as we draw the curtain here now. PM, if you have something to say, you may go
Yes.
ahead before we draw it.
Yeah, it's about this P2B. I don't know the family he's from, but I believe it's a Biafra. His family should be really, really ashamed of him. P2B moved from Abuga to PDP, right? Right? From PDP to Labour Party. From Labour Party to ADC. From ADC, what is the new one again? What is it called? Obi, you are a fool. Can go and deceive who, but not Biafra people. If we have the opportunity to stop you from this your destruction and this your killing of Biafrans, we will do it. because too many Biafrans have been killed, massacred. And for those believing or thinking Nigeria will be better, do you forget so soon? Just like Minister of Information said, God day, one day it go better. One day it go better for how many years now? It's not be a better. And sometimes your clergymen at your place of worship, they give you assignment of prayer, fasting and prayer. Some of you pray till you have stomach ulcer. Until today you still broke, poor, like Ajay. You still beg. You have not getting anything yet, and you still pray. Even you do the fasting and prayer more than the person who asked you to pray. But who gave you that assignment to pray from Monday to Monday, live in a big mansion with luxurious cars, travel abroad, back and forth, living life to its fullest. But you still suffering. And you still smiling because some of you like suffering and smiling. For how long will you suffer and smile? For how long will you say it will be better? Nigeria can never be better. Anything that will even make Nigeria to be better, how? Is it the Islamic jihadist terrorists to stop terrorizing you? The Sharia that Nigeria is still in their constitution. US actually ordered them to remove Sharia from all their nonsense. They said that can never happen. Nigeria is Iran part 2. Nigeria is already mapped out to be Islamized. And this is a game, this is a plan of over 200 years ago. While you are there eating goat head in Kwabi and enjoying yourself, you don't think about tomorrow. These people already think ahead, way ahead, how they will Islamize you, how you will be their subject. And you remember, in history of mankind, any time that this Islam want to conquer you, they can never retreat or go peacefully. They're always going to be this Edward Cannon. They're always going to be a conflict. You're always going to fight yourself out of it. If not, and I told the man that I saw yesterday, I said, since he believes in Nigeria, let Nigeria happen to him. And for all of you that believe in Nigeria, whether you live in Biafra land or wherever you are, anywhere in the world, may Nigeria happen to you. Say amen. If you don't say amen, me hear it, me boogie. Anywhere in the world, whether you live in America, you live in anywhere, you live in Zamfara, you live in even Biafra land, and you believe in Nigeria, you believe Nigeria will solve your problem. May Nigeria solve that your problem for you. And you already know the answer. Can never solve. Please, we pray and wish none of you that Nigeria will happen to you, because it's not a good thing. Nigeria is never a good thing. It will never be a good thing. We are Biafrans. We are not Nigeria. We can never be Nigeria. Nigeria already expired. Yeah, yesterday, I'm still back to yesterday again. So during who I was interacting with, and I asked this person, is there any country in this world that have expiring date? He started laughing. This man I was laughing is a Ghanaian. He said, do I mean that Nigeria have expiring date? I say yes. Nigeria was amalgamated and is written on a piece of paper like this for 100 years. That after the 100 years, the union will renegotiate. And when did the 100 years expire? 2014. Nigeria is expired. And you see somebody like P2P, like people following. All of them should be ashamed of themselves. And for them that know the truth, that Nigeria will not work, may Nigeria happen to them. Please, if you are listening and you are watching, and maybe you one of those Nigeria ally, it don't matter the country where you reside or where you're from, say amen. May Nigeria happen to you. So that what is happening in Zamfara, in Plateau, will happen to you. Then you will realize that Nigeria is not a country. Thank you from here, and God bless you. Keep fighting, keep supporting your freedom. Our freedom is in our hand. America will not come and say, this is Biafra, take it. They will only support us, our effort. Please, it's in our hand. And for those that think that we'll be here and be waiting for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu to come and order us, command us from prison, you must be fantastically fool. It will never happen. We are government. We are not IPOB as organization. We have moved on. So either you join us or you leave us alone. And this Biafra Republic government in